So it's really no surprise that Marvel is trying to play the long game when it comes to the MCU. I mean, that was their idea back in 2005 when Kevin Feige left all of his executive positions at Sony and of course Fox to working on the X-Men or anything like that and said, I'm going to make my own franchise and it's going to build up to the Avengers. Everybody laughed at him, but he had a long game that he wanted to play that would inevitably make Marvel a household name. But nobody foresaw that it would become the #1 biggest Hollywood franchise in less than 6 years, but here we are today, a decade later, and it is that. So it makes sense that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is of course planning ahead, that they're looking at the future. You can't stick with Iron Man for 20, 30 years because people are going to get sick of the character, and in the nature of the MCU, if you recast, there is going to be some backlash, considering that the characters are actually aging. So you can't suddenly give us a Tony Stark who's moving on to 50 years old and then cast a 30-year-old and pretend like nothing ever happened, right? It doesn't work in this universe, so the universe has to keep moving forward. And this is where Kevin Feige was recently actually going to address this, and directly did when he was asked about the future of the MCU. Now, of course, before I get into, this whole topic of the MCU moving in a new direction, remember, there have been plenty of castings for younger people that seem to be indicating that there's going to be some sort of time jump in the MCU rather soon. Most specifically is the fact that they cast an older version of Cassie Lang. Cassie Lang is going to be soon seen in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then there's a teenage version of her somewhere down the road that they cast. Why they're doing this could be anybody's guess, but realistically, if Avengers 4 is having that time jump many people are expecting, this is probably why. So the foundation is already going to be there for a young Avengers. And this is exactly what Kevin Feige talked about when he was directly asked. So here's what Kevin Feige had to say. Clearly, anything from the comics is our inspiration going forward. We love that Cassie is in this movie, in particular, is inspired by her father and wants to do good. Certainly, we're following that trend. Where, when, how, we'll see, but I think it would be cool. So look, you can go digging through history and find every time Kevin Feige says, oh yeah, that would be completely cool to do. And then it ends up happening. Like, remember how many times he talked about the idea of using Sakaar and Hulk, but he's like, hey, we don't have the license to a Hulk movie, but it would be cool. And then it happens. Oh, we don't have Spider-Man yet, but wouldn't it be cool? And it happens. People ask him about Civil War. He goes, wouldn't it be cool? We'll see what happens. Again, I think he's pretty much telling us, like he has every other time when he says something like this, it's gonna happen. Just wait and see, because I can't confirm it right now. And we know they can't confirm it because there isn't room to do it right now because of their strategic marketing. So it's gonna take a while, but rest assured, we're probably getting the Young Avengers sooner rather than later.